Again, who is reinforcing this? Is it only men, or is it both men and women? Or is it just women? They don't say. So a study from 2017 found that men who cry at work are perceived as more emotional and less competent than women who cry. And when men cry in response to performance feedback, the feedback provider rates them as a lower performer, less likely to get promoted, and less capable as compared to women who cry. While we don't want men or women regularly crying at work, an authentic work environment has to allow all employees to experience the same emotion without penalty. When women say, I want a man to be open and vulnerable, expressing his emotion, which includes sadness, I'm going to call BS every time. Because as this article states, men cry, they're perceived as lower status, less capable than women that do the same thing. And this is what I mean. They don't tell you who is perceiving them as lower status, who's perceiving them as less than. Is it men? Is it women? Or is it both? And if you have a movie or a television show you'd like us to cover next, make sure you comment below. Hashtag FM Podcast. So we have a couple more, and then we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the other side. What happens when men display modesty? Happen out to us growing our channel. So again, make sure you like the video for us. Exhibiting modesty. What happens when men display modesty? Research demonstrates that men who are more humble in expressing their qualifications were evaluated as less likable, less authentic, and weaker than modest women. Similarly, men in the hiring process who were more self-effacing were evaluated by potential employers as lower in competence and less desirable to hire as compared to self-effacing women. With the increasing awareness of the detrimental effects of narcissism at work, we should encourage men's modesty rather than penalize it. So, talks about men that are modest are more likely to be seen as less competent, less likable. So, that's where you get that guy. They don't tell you who's viewing these men as less competent. It can't be just men, right? And that is my point of this whole article, is to show you that all of these things that women say that they look for in men, the modesty is basically telling men, don't be modest. If you want to be seen as more competent, if you want to be more like you need to be competent. That is the key. That is basically what they're telling you here with exhibiting modesty. Men who are more confident are viewed as more competent. Let's move on to the last part of things. Being a feminist or feminine. As noted previously, a sizable percentage of American men self-identify as being a feminist. However, research shows that feminist men are more likely to be the victims of sexual harassment, from being told inappropriate jokes to being the recipient of unwanted sexual advances. In addition, research shows that men are more likely to be harassed when they work in male-dominated jobs and perceived as too feminine. Research found that men who ask for family leave, something that was historically in the purview of women, are viewed as poor workers and are less recommended for rewards compared to female counterparts. We should be welcoming feminist men rather than derogating them for not being man enough. Here, they talk about being a feminist. They say that feminist men are more likely to be the victims of sexual harassment, such as being told inappropriate jokes. So, like, being told inappropriate jokes, that's just commonplace in male behavior, telling inappropriate jokes. And it doesn't have to necessarily be inappropriate jokes about women, just be inappropriate jokes altogether. Whereas women are more communal. They're not going to tell inappropriate jokes like that because it might offend somebody in the group. And since they are more communal, they don't want to offend anybody in the group. They want to be, remember, women are more likable. It goes on to also state that men that work in male-dominated jobs can be seen as too feminine. It goes on to also state that men will be harassed that work in male-dominated jobs that are perceived as too feminine. Again, they're using harass, but because it's male behavior. He's probably getting picked on. He probably getting ribbed, right? New guy on the team, or this is how men communicate amongst each other. This is how men try to make friends. This is how men try to show solidarity. Women lie to each other to make friends, whereas men are brutally honest to each other to make friends. It's just the way that we're raised. Women lie to each other to be more likable, as to not offend the group, and men are brutally honest to each other to seem more likable, to seem more trustworthy, and that is how males make friends. Because as a man, we can't trust you if you're not being. And as for women, well, they need to not offend the group, so they can't be truthful and honest. They're actually rewarded for that. So what do you think? Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. All right, we got one more data set to look at. All right, so this is socialsci.libretext.org, and it looks like it's written by Erica Gorling and Emerson Wolf. Now, in this text, we're going to look at a few things that we open the show with, such as attraction, arousal. We're going to discuss that in greater length when we look at this data here, and what are men attracted to, what are women attracted to. Now,